Denver Broncos family, hold on to your seats because what I'm about to tell you is going to make you understand why this season could be special. Sean Payton just announced something that shows exactly where this team wants to go, and I guarantee that when you hear who the 8 Warriors chosen by the players themselves to lead our franchise are, you're going to feel that chill of someone who knows something big is coming. Broncos Country, get ready because today we're going to dive deep into the winning mentality being built in Dove Valley. And I can say with complete certainty, these captains weren't chosen by chance. Every name on this list carries enormous responsibility and a clear message to the entire league. But before I reveal who these leaders are, who will carry our franchise on their backs throughout the entire 2025 season, tell me in the comments, do you believe that leadership inside the locker room is what separates mediocre teams from championship teams? Because after analyzing these choices, I'm absolutely certain of the answer. Things got serious when Sean Payton gathered the entire roster and made it clear that this decision wouldn't be made by the coaching staff. No, family. The players themselves had to look each other in the eyes and decide, who are the guys we want on the front line when things get tough? Who are the warriors who will speak for us when the game is on fire? And look at the wisdom behind this decision. Broncos Country. When the athletes themselves choose their leaders, it creates a connection that goes far beyond what any coach could impose. It's genuine respect, it's real trust, it's that chemistry that makes the difference in the decisive moments of the season. Now, let's get to the names, and I'll explain why each choice makes perfect sense for what the Broncos want to achieve in 2025. On offense, family, there was no surprise at all, but that's exactly what we wanted to see. Bo Nix continues as captain, and folks, this says a lot about how the locker room views our young quarterback. Just imagine, a guy who arrived as a rookie last year and already earned the total respect of veterans with years of experience in the league. Bo Nix isn't just a talented player, he's that type of natural leader who inspires confidence even when things aren't going well. Remember that last season when he had to learn under pressure? Well, family, now he returns as an experienced general, knowing every nuance of Sean Payton's system, and with the total confidence of the locker room. Alongside Bo, we have Courtland Sutton maintaining his leadership position for the 5th consecutive year. 5 years Broncos Country, this shows the consistency and professionalism of this guy. Sutton is that type of player who doesn't need to shout to be respected. He leads by example, through dedication in practice, through the way he approaches each play as if it were the most important of his career. And completing the offensive trio, we have Quinn Miners, who for the 2nd consecutive season carries the weight of being captain on the offensive line. Folks, this is fundamental. The offensive line is the heart of the offense, and having a guy like Miners commanding those giants shows that the Broncos know exactly where the foundation of offensive success lies. Miners isn't just an exceptional blocker. He's that guy who studies every movement of opposing defenders, who knows the tendencies of every rusher in the league, and who can communicate this to all his line mates during the game. It's pure football intelligence. But family, it's on defense where the choices became even more interesting, and some really surprised me in a positive way. Pat Surtain continues as defensive captain for the 2nd consecutive year, and this was more than expected. PS2 is simply one of the best cornerbacks in the entire league, and when you have a guy of this caliber commanding your secondary, opposing wide receivers already enter the field knowing they're going to have to sweat a lot to get anything. Surtain isn't just talented, he's studious. This guy spends hours analyzing videos of the receivers he's going to face, knows every route, every tendency, every movement they make. And this infects the entire Broncos secondary. Now comes the first positive surprise. DJ Jones earned his first nomination as captain. Family, this is huge. Jones came to the Broncos as an experienced veteran, but earning his teammates' trust to the point of being elected captain shows how much he fit into the team's culture. DJ Jones is that type of defensive tackle who doesn't show up much in individual statistics, but who makes all the difference in the collective performance of the defense. He occupies 2 blockers, opens spaces for linebackers to make plays, and still has the experience of someone who has played in various defensive systems during his career. But the surprise that really impressed me was the choice of Talanoa Hufanga as captain. Folks, Hufanga came to the Broncos this year and already won over the locker room in an impressive way. This says a lot about the character and natural leadership of this guy. Hufanga isn't just a safety who hits hard, he's a natural communicator in the secondary. That type of player who can read opposing offensive formations and adjust the entire defense in real time. Having a guy like this commanding the last level of defense is fundamental to the success of Vance Joseph's scheme. And completing the defensive leadership, we have Alex Singleton, who continues as captain of the linebackers. Singleton is that type of player who personifies the grit and determination of the Broncos. A guy who never gives up on a play, who is always in the right place at the right time, and who can raise the intensity level of the entire defense. On special teams, Will Lutz maintains his captain position and family. This is crucial. Special. Teams decide games in the NFL, and having an experienced and reliable kicker like Lutz leading this unit gives enormous security to the entire team. Lutz isn't just accurate on kicks. He's a guy who stays calm even in the highest pressure situations. Remember those decisive field goals from last season? Well, that's leadership in action. Now, Broncos Country. Let's analyze what these choices reveal about the team's mentality for 2025. First, the continuity is impressive. Having players like Sutton, who is in his 5th year as captain, shows that the Broncos managed to build a solid foundation of leadership. This is fundamental to maintaining the winning culture that Sean Payton is implementing. Second, the mix of veterans and younger players is perfect. Bo Nix representing the new generation, DJ Jones bringing experience from other teams, and guys like Sutton and Singleton maintaining the Broncos tradition. This diversity of leadership is exactly what a team needs to face the challenges of a complete season. Third, and this is crucial, all units are represented. Offense, defense, and special teams have their defined leaders, which ensures that communication and leadership will be present at every moment of the game. But what impresses me most, family, is the matter of mutual trust. When the players themselves elect their captains, they're saying, "These are the guys we trust to lead us in the most difficult moments." And look how interesting, Hufanga's presence as captain, being a player who arrived this year, shows that leadership isn't measured only by time with the team. Some guys are born leaders and can positively impact a locker room from day one. Broncos Country. Do you remember what our leadership situation was like a few years ago? Remember the instability, the lack of clear references in the locker room? Well, compare that with what we have now. 8 leaders chosen by their own teammates, representing all phases of the game, with a perfect mix of youth and experience. This isn't coincidence, family. This is the result of Sean Payton's consistent work in building a winning culture, and the proof that it's working is exactly this. The players are buying into the idea. They're taking on responsibilities. They're becoming leaders. Now, let's talk about what this means for the 2025 season. With this consolidated leadership, the Broncos have everything they need to take an even greater leap in quality. Consistent leadership means fewer locker room problems, more focus on objectives, and mainly a faster response when things aren't working well. Imagine a scenario where the team is losing by 2 touchdowns at halftime. With these 8 captains, you have leaders in every position to regroup the team, keep confidence high, and seek the comeback. That's what separates good teams from great teams and family. Don't forget that these captains weren't chosen just for individual talent. They were chosen for their ability to inspire, to communicate, to maintain group unity even in moments of adversity. Bo Nix will be crucial for maintaining offensive calm when the pressure is high. Sutton will be that guy who will make the play when the game is on the line. Meinertz will ensure that protection works in decisive moments. On defense, PS2 will neutralize the best opposing receivers. DJ Jones will dominate the line of scrimmage. Hufanga will organize the secondary. Singleton will be in every important play, and Will Lutz will convert those field goals that decide tight games. Broncos Country. If you're true fans of our franchise, subscribe to the channel right now because we're going to follow every step of this season, analyzing how these captains will impact our journey toward the playoffs. Now I want to know your opinion. Which of these choices impressed you most? Was it Sutton's continuity as captain for the 5th year? Was it DJ Jones earning this position for the first time? Or was it Hufanga being elected right in his first year as a Bronco? And more importantly, do you believe that this established leadership could be the difference that was missing for the Broncos to take the next step toward the title? Family. Leadership is the foundation of everything in professional sports. It doesn't matter if you have talent, if you don't have someone who takes responsibility in crucial moments. And by the names that were chosen, it's clear that the Broncos locker room is mature, united, and ready for great achievements. These 8 captains carry on their backs not only the responsibility of leading their teammates, but also the expectations of all of Broncos Country. We are millions of passionate fans who believe in the potential of this team, and we know that leadership on the field makes all the difference. The 2025 season promises to be special, and with these leaders commanding each unit of the team, we have all the ingredients for a memorable campaign. Sean Payton built a solid foundation, the players bought into the idea, and now it's time to show all this potential on the field. The NFL is warned. The Denver Broncos have defined leadership, have an implemented system, and have a hunger for victory that hasn't been seen around here for a long time. These 8 captains represent much more than numbers on a uniform. They represent the soul and heart of this franchise. Broncos Country. It's time to support our captains. Leave in the comments which one of them you believe will be most decisive this season. Share this video with all the Broncos fans you know because this information is very important to understand what's being built in Dove Valley. And don't forget, stay tuned to the channel for all the analysis and news from our favorite franchise. The 2025 season is going to be epic, and we're going to be together following every play, every victory, every achievement of these our captains. Until the next video, Denver Broncos family. And always remember, once a Bronco, always a Bronco.